Hi, welcome back and thanks for joining us here today. I'm Jamie and I am a blues disciple. Now please join me for a little while to hear some excellent blues music from some of the masters of the blues. Blues Disciples is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and please note that earphones or earbuds will enhance your listening pleasure. And as you're listening, you can click on the playlist and expand its size for easier reading. Today we will present a selection of excellent current and past blues greats for your enjoyment. Additionally, we'll provide a few excerpts from a recent interview we had with an excellent young blues artist, Ms Eliza Neals, along with a couple of her songs. We'll open with the amazing blues legend Miss Willie Mae Big Mama Thornton, who was born in Alabama in 1926 and passed away in 1984. As a child, Miss Thornton started singing in the Baptist church where her father was the minister and her mother led the choir. Big Mama's critical break came at the age of 26 in 1952 with her recording of the classic Hound Dog. On April 25, 1966, in San Francisco, Big Mama Thornton sung and recorded this James Moore composition with the world-famous Muddy Waters Band. But due to Chess Records restrictions, Mr. Waters was not credited and the band had to be identified as the Chicago Blues Band. Accompanying Miss Thornton's strong vocals was Mr. Muddy Waters and Mr. Sammy Lawhorn on guitars, Mr. James Cotton on blues harp, Mr. Otis Spann on piano, Mr. Luther Johnson on bass, and Mr. Francis Clay on drums with Give Me a Penny.
Yes, I'm alone in this here town. My good time buddies have put me down. I need a penny to call my man. You know I need a penny, don't you understand? My baby told me when I left home that he was as near as a telephone. I need a penny so very bad. Just a pity, child, that would make me glad. Told me when I left home that he was near as the telephone. I'm talking about a penny, don't you understand? I need a penny to call my man. Hey, hey, and a penny will make me glad. Just one penny. One penny, somebody. another drink of wine. Oh, yeah.
Now we have American folk blues jazz artist Miss Odetta Holmes, who was born in Alabama in 1930 and passed away in 2008. Starting at the age of 13, Miss Holmes studied and initially trained as a classic operatic singer, and then in the late 1950s, through her joining the popular folk movement and her social activism, she became known as the voice of the civil rights movement. And in 1961, Dr. Martin Luther King called her the Queen of American folk music. Hear from her 1976 live album titled It's Impossible, recorded at the Best of Harlem nightclub in Stockholm, Sweden. Miss Odetta Holmes sings and is accompanied by Mr. Chris Joseph on piano and Mr. Red Mitchell on bass with this song she wrote titled Hit or Miss.
Thank you and good evening.
I was sitting there all by myself, listening to everybody saying be like everybody else. Oh, you see, I gotta be me. It ain't nobody just like this. I got to be me. My baby hit or miss. I look at you sitting there, you're all by yourself. You're listening to everybody saying be like everybody else. Don't you see? You gotta believe. It ain't nobody just like this. You got to believe. A baby hit or miss. By myself, listening to everybody saying be like everybody else. I gotta be me. It ain't nobody like this. I got to be me. My baby hit or miss.
Next up, we have a wonderful and very talented Texas blues lady and our queen of the blues, Miss Diunna Greenleaf, who was born in 1957 in Texas to gospel singing and teaching parents. Diunna grew up singing in the church and became the first African-American student to register and attend her previously all-white elementary school in Houston. Instead of pursuing a musical career right out of college, Diunna chose a military career, and after 20 years in the Army with occasional singing performances, she retired with the rank of captain. Miss Greenleaf then started focusing on her music, and in 2005, Miss Greenleaf won the Blues Foundation's International Blues Challenge and has since received multiple Blues Foundation Blues Music Awards. Here from her 2022 album, I Ain't Playin', is this beautiful gospel song Diunna sings so well. Accompanying her here are Mr. Alabama Mike on guitar, Mr. Jim Pugh on keys, Mr. Jerry Germont on bass, Mr. Jeff Lewis on trumpet, Mr. Aaron Langton on tenor sax, Mr. Mike Renta on trombone, and Mr. Demar on drums. Now heads up, because Miss Diunna Greenleaf will be performing next Saturday, August 19th, in New York City at the Blues Barbecue Festival in Hudson River Park on Pier 76 at 36th Street in Manhattan. Please attend for a great Saturday afternoon of blues and barbecue. Here now is our friend and queen of the blues with I Know I've Been Changed.
I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. The angels in heaven done signed my name. The angels in heaven done signed my name. If you don't believe I've been redeemed, the angels in heaven done signed my name. Follow me down to Jordan Stream. Oh, the angels in heaven done signed my name. I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. The angels in heaven done signed my name. The angels in heaven done signed my name. Stepped in the water was cold. The angels in heaven done signed my name. Chill my body, but not my soul. The angels in heaven done signed my name. I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. The angels in heaven done signed my name. The angels in heaven done signed my name. If you don't believe that I've been redeemed, the angels in heaven done signed my name. Let's follow me down to the Jordan Stream. The angels in heaven done signed my name. Oh, I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. The angels in heaven done signed my name. The angels in heaven done signed my name. What you say? The angels in heaven done signed my name. Oh yes, the angels in heaven done signed my name.
Now, here's another strong and classy blues lady, Miss Catherine Russell, who was born in 1956 into a highly talented and accomplished musical family in New York City. Miss Russell spent many years as a backup singer and instrumentalist for other performers, such as Steely Dan and David Bowie. In 2006, she cut her first solo album. Now, here from her 2014 album titled Bring It Back is Miss Catherine Russell's great vocals, accompanied by Mr. Mark Shane on piano, Mr. Dan Block on clarinet, Mr. Matt Munisteri on guitar, Mr. Lee Hudson on bass, and Mr. Mark McLean on drums with Aged and Mellow.
philosophy. Nothing young Girls just don't seem to see why these little young cats just ain't moving me. I gotta tell them I like my man like I like my whiskey. Ooh, aged, mellow. There's nothing that greenhorn can do for me, 'cause my old silver-haired daddy suits me to a T. You know that I like my men like I like my whiskey. Ooh, aged and mellow. Now listen, youngster, be on your way. Don't you come around here till a much later day. 'Cause I like my men like I like my whiskey. Ooh, aged and mellow. Junior may be young and stronger, but I'll take Grandpa 'cause he's had it longer. I like my men like I like my whiskey. Ooh, aged and mellow.
Next up, we have an excellent Chicago blues combination featuring Blues Hall of Fame member and blues harp legend Mr. Carey Bell and his playing partner here, blues man Mr. Louisiana Red. Mr. Bell was born in Mississippi in 1936 and passed away in 2007. Carey Bell started playing harp when he was around 5 or 6 years old, and he was good enough by the age of 13 to join his godfather and blues piano great Mr. Lovey Lee's blues band. In 1956, Mr. Bell moved to Chicago and started his legendary blues harp career. Now, Mr. Louisiana Red was born Iverson Mentor in 1932 in Louisiana and passed away in 2012. Mr. Mentor's mother died of pneumonia soon after giving birth to him, and then at the age of 5, Mr. Mentor lost his father to a lynching in Louisiana by a local Ku Klux Klan. Louisiana Red learned guitar at an early age and moved to Chicago, where he first recorded for Chest in 1949, but then joined the Army and trained to become an elite airborne ranger with the Army's 82nd Airborne Division. After leaving the Army, Louisiana Red played guitar and harp with blues legend Mr. John Lee Hooker for 2 years in the late 1950s and recorded on his own and with others throughout the 1960s and 70s. In 1982, Louisiana Red moved to Hanover, West Germany, where he found his love, married, and maintained his residence until his death in 2012. Hear from a performance during the 1983 American Folk Blues Festival in Europe is Mr. Carey Bell with his blues harp and Mr. Louisiana Red with his guitar and vocals on Mr. Bell's composition, When I Lay Down to Rest.
Real cool and easy, you know, like. When I lay down to rest, baby, baby, please don't you cry. When I lay down to rest, little girl, baby, please don't you cry. Know that I love you, Lord have mercy if I die. I'll love you, little girl, love you till the death do us part. Oh Lord, love you till death do us part. Come on, little girl, oh, let's have a little party. I think I feel it. Well, then feel it then. Look out! I feel it too. Let me love you. Let me love you with my own free will. Let me love you. Let me love you with my own free will. Good morning. I'm gonna love you, little girl. Lord, I ain't gonna get you killed.
Now we have a legendary blues man and an entertainer, Mr. Napoleon Brown Goodson Culp, or as he was better known, Mr. Nappy Brown, who was born in Charlotte, North Carolina in 1929 and passed away in 2008. Mr. Brown first recorded for Savoy Records in 1954 and started having hit records in 1955. In 1957, Mr. Brown wrote and recorded The Nighttime is the Right Time to moderate success. Then 1 year later, major star Mr. Ray Charles took Mr. Brown's arrangement and made it into his very big hit that sold millions. In the early 1980s, our friend and highly acclaimed Muddy Waters band member, Mr. Bob Margolin, encouraged Mr. Brown to start performing again, and in 1984, after a 14-year hiatus, Mr. Nappy Brown restarted his recording career. Now, from his last recording session about a year before he passed away, Mr. Brown, at the age of 77, recorded this Big Joe Turner composition. On it, we have Mr. Nappy Brown's still great vocals, Mr. Bob Margolin's incredible guitar work, along with Mr. Mookie Brill on bass, and Mr. Big Joe Meyer on drums, with Mr. Brown's rendition of Cherry Red.
Pretty mama, sit down on your daddy's knee. I'm going to tell everybody how you've been sending me. Take me, pretty mama, lay me down in your big fat bed. I want you to rock me, pretty mama, till my lips turn cherry red. Rock me, pretty mama, oh, rock me all night long. Oh yeah, I want you to rock me, pretty baby, till my back ain't got no bone. Mom, if it's your secret, oh, you better keep it to yourself. 'Cause if you tell me, pretty baby, I'm sure got to tell somebody else. Oh, baby. Woo. Oh, baby. Take me, pretty mama. Woo, 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 lay me in your big fat bed. I want you to rock me, pretty baby, till my lips turn cherry red. cherry red. Oh, yeah, baby.
Now we have our friend and very strong, soulful, and excellent blues lady and guitarist, Miss Gaye Adegbalola, who was born Gay Todd in 1944 in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and was blessed to have both of her parents encourage her pursuit of music and civil rights. In high school, Gaye participated in numerous sit-ins and protest marches, which helped establish her lifelong activism in civil rights, women's rights, and gay and lesbian rights. Gaye studied biology in college and went on to teach and do biochemical research, in addition to working as a bacteriologist at the world-renowned Harlem Hospital in Manhattan. Musically, in 1984, Miss Gaye Adegbalola, along with two friends, formed the group Sapphire, the Uppity Blues Women, and Miss Adegbalola committed herself to the blues. In 2009, after 25 years together, the group Sapphire retired, and Miss Adegbalola has continued with her recordings and performances. Now, from Miss Adegbalola's 2008 Gay Without Shame album, here is Miss Gaye Adegbalola with her vocals, along with our friend Mr. Bob Margolin's great guitar, Mr. Roddy Barnes on piano, and Mr. Jim Brock on drums, with blues legend Mr. Elmore James' composition, It Hurts Me Too.
You said you was hurting, that you almost lost your mind. Now the gal you love, she hurts you all the time. But when things go wrong with you, oh, it hurts me too. You love her more when you should love her less. You pick up behind her and you take all her mess. But when things go wrong with you, oh, it hurts me too. She loves another woman, yes, and I love you, but you love her and you stick to her like glue. Oh, when things go wrong, when they go wrong with you, yeah, it hurts me too. Now she better leave you, or you better put her down. No, I won't stand to see you pushed around. 'Cause when things go wrong, when they go wrong for you, oh, it hurts me too. You said you almost lost your mind. Now that girl that you love, oh, she hurts you all the time. But when things go wrong with you, yes, it hurts me too. 'Cause
Now we have two national treasures and Blues Foundation Hall of Fame members who exemplify the genius, character, and integrity of the blues. Major legendary bluesmen Mr. Buddy Guy and Mr. Bobby Rush. Mr. Guy was born in Louisiana in 1936 and long ago became an absolute icon of Chicago blues. Today, at the age of 86 and with a busy global performance schedule, Mr. Guy still makes time for his month-long residency each January at his Buddy Guy's Legends Blues Club in Chicago. Mr. Guy's close friend and singing partner here, Mr. Bobby Rush, was born in 1933, also in Louisiana. Mr. Rush moved to Chicago in 1953 and soon began performing on the Chicago blues scene. In 2004, Rolling Stone magazine named Mr. Bobby Rush the king of the Chitlin circuit in recognition of Mr. Rush's incredible work ethic and constant touring with his band and backup singers and dancers for more than 200 live performances a year around the world. Today, at 89 years young, Mr. Rush is still constantly performing for his many fans everywhere. These two legends recorded this duo performance for Mr. Guy's 2023 Blues Music Award-winning album, The Blues Don't Lie, produced by Mr. Tom Hambridge. Now here is Mr. Buddy Guy with his vocals and guitar, Mr. Bobby Rush with his vocals and blues harp, along with Mr. Rob McNeely on guitar, Mr. Michael Rhodes on bass, Mr. Reese Wyans on B3 organ, and Mr. Tom Hambridge on drums and percussion, with this song written by Mr. Hambridge and Mr. Richard Fleming titled, What's Wrong with That?
Cooked up right, extra butter on the biscuit, make everything all right. What's wrong with that? People tell me what's wrong with that. I don't beat around the bush, I like what I like. What's wrong with that?
Let me tell you what I like, buddy. A big back seat for comfort, lots of padding on the dash, place to put my cigar when I flick off my ass. What's wrong with that?
Absolutely nothing.
Tell me what's wrong with that.
Bobby, you know ain't nothing wrong with that.
Around the bush, I like what I like. What's wrong with that? But a guy, maybe a little guitar for me.
The break of day.
What? Well, listen, buddy. But I like laying down late with a woman half my age. What's wrong with that?
People tell
me what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? I don't beat around the bush. I like what I like. What the hell wrong with that?
Tell me what's wrong with that.
I'm telling all
mama's name. If you don't believe me, I can make you understand. Tell me what's wrong with that. People tell me what's wrong with that. I don't beat around the bush. I like what I like. What's wrong with that? I don't beat around the bush. I like what I like. What the hell is wrong with that? Tell me what's wrong with that. Absolutely nothing. Buddy, you been talking about how you like your bacon cooked. You see, I like my chicken grilled. And I don't like it too greasy. I like my steak well done, but my eggs over easy. And the girls, they got to be real young.
Bobby, I got to tell you something else.
What's wrong with that, buddy?
I'm finna tell you now. Listen, earlier you said you like your women half your age. Let me tell you how I like mine. I like my woman kind of stubborn fat. You can laugh if you want, man, but it's good like that. Now tell me what's wrong with that.
Now let's spend a few minutes learning a little more about emerging independent blues artist Ms Eliza Neals, who was born in Detroit in 1974 and started her pursuit of music with her sisters at an early age with coaching from her father. And when I asked Eliza how she found her way into the blues, she shared her story.
I grew up in a musical family. My dad would play the guitar, listen to blues and folk music, play the harmonica, the mandolin and guitar, and we'd all sing. I have two sisters and a brother, but we were young, 5 years old, 7 and 9, and we'd sing songs of him, kind of Americana roots, and then from that, it just kept going where my sisters and I would sing at the piano, like old blues tunes and kind of like Southern rock. My dad was in the Merchant Marine, so he brought that, his guitar playing and all that from there. We just kept playing and singing these like real bluesy kind of rock kind of songs on the piano in our own way. And then I just kept winning talent shows, singing and playing the piano, kind of like the huskier blues songs I learned at a James, B.B. King songs, and turn them into my own song. And in Detroit, I'd be sitting in at all the blues jams, and people would say, you really should sing blues. You should learn about 16 blues songs, and I can get you on tour. And I was like, really? And I wasn't really convinced yet. But as I kept doing it, this would be in the early 2000s, I'd be at Bert's Club, just sitting in with whoever I could, and people would always say to me, you really have a bluesy-sounding voice. And then I run into Barrett Strong, and he is a Motown legend. He heard me singing in a health food store in the back, okay? And he said, you sound great. And I didn't believe who he was. I'll go look him up. And, of course, it was really him because you know how many people tell you, oh, I'm so-and-so, and you go look him up and they're no one. So it's like, oh, really? But it really was true. He had like 50 million gold records all over his walls in his house. We're like, I took my sister Valerie with me, and we were just floored. We couldn't believe it. So we were nervous. And of course, I sat down on his piano. We started singing an original, I think it was Ooh La La, You're Out of Sight. He loved it. He goes, let's record it. He goes, you remind me of a young Aretha playing the piano. I was like, what? We were dying. We couldn't believe it. Barrett Strong is a man of few words. He said, you really sound great. I really like your voice, and let's do it. Let me sign you to my record label. And Barrett Strong is from Mississippi, and he loved the blues. But he was one of the lucky few who made it through the doors at Motown and got to write for Marvin Gaye and the Temptations. He did quite well there. And I just kept thinking, it's kind of like Motown is blues of the beat. Basically, that's what Barrett would tell me. Because it was a slow, sad song to a beat to make people dance. But anyway, I was in Wayne State at that time getting an opera degree because my dad told me I had to have a degree to live at home. And I said, well, how hard can that be? And it was super hard. But anyway, I learned it just to have that. I thought it'd be, good to have to sing 5-6 nights a week as a working musician. So I studied music, got a BA in music. I studied opera, I studied piano, and everything I learned helped me. But then I had to de-learn it to go back to my gritty sounding blues voice because in opera you have to be pure. So then I'm with, working with Barrett Strong. And a lot, and he, was back and forth to Chicago. He was on VJ Records, Chess Records. He knew all the blues people. And so I learned a ton from Barrett, and he always wanted me to sing Bobby Blue Bland and, of course, Etta James. And so finally I was convinced everywhere I'd go, people would be like, you got to sing blues, you got to sing blues. So finally, in 2015, I said, okay, I'm going to try to break into the blues circuit because everywhere I go, blues chose me pretty much. So in 2015, I released Breaking and Entering. I kind of went to the really gritty side of the blues, just gave it all I had, and it broke right onto Sirius XM Bluesville. With the release, Frank Roszak helped do the publicity and started charting really high in the blues. And I won a blues award, Detroit Black Music Award, and I'm an Armenian chick, so that was kind of like overwhelmingly great because the Detroit Blues Black Music Awards represent, a very small, they really only like certain things that move them, and they chose me to be the Blues Entertainer of the Year. That was 2018. So that was really exciting, and that's like winning the Grammy for me. So, that's how I broke in. I just kept sitting in Detroit and learning the hard knocks of like, hey, keep singing, hone my craft there between the music school and the sitting in everywhere I could and singing everywhere I could. And, I'm getting bigger and better festivals because I'm all indie. I write it, I produce it, I arrange it. Of course, I have amazing musicians who help me do all this. So it's just been a labor of love and something I've always wanted to do, and just glad I fit in somewhere.
I then asked Eliza for her most favorite song from her Battered to the Bone album.
Well, it'd have to be Queen of the Nile, because that's the one that it just really hit me when I sang it. And I hired some great musicians to play on that, like Lance Lopez, and so we got Peter Keys and Leonard Skinner. So it's like a crossover between blues and like some southern rock there.
As Eliza says, on this recording, Mr. Lance Lopez plays guitar, Mr. Peter Keys plays B3 organ, Mr. Jason Knott plays bass, and Mr. Tim Grogan plays drums.
One kiss and you're through. Might be waking up a love crazy fool. Detroit woman always on your mind, doing things you ain't never tried. Queen of the night, oh, and she better to the bone. Casting spells with a black hair bone. A witchy woman got a nation sacking hold. Breathing new life into your heartless soul. Doing things you ain't never been told. Shaking, penetrating. Oh, she's one of a kind. She is. Ooh, yeah. Queen of the night. Oh, she's gonna make you lose your mind. Yes, she will. woman, goddess woman, she's so hard to find. Yes, she is. Oh, you've been days and confused. Oh, you're walking off a tight line. Yes, you will. Look into her eyes. Oh, yeah, you'll be hooked for life. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Queen of the night. Cherry wine, queen of the night. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Queen of the night. Beware of a smile. Oh, baby, gonna lose your mind.
Now, before Eliza shares her second favorite song from her new album, I'd like to thank Eliza again for her time and our interview, and to alert everyone that Ms Eliza Neals will be performing on Saturday, June 26th at the Long Branch Jazz and Blues Festival on the Great Lawn next to the boardwalk on the Jersey Shore in Long Branch, New Jersey. Papa Chubby will be joining with Eliza and many other great blues and jazz artists for this end-of-summer blowout festival. Don't miss it. Please check out our new and developing YouTube channel. So when you're on YouTube, search for Blues Disciples Media. And thank you all for listening. Now, here is Ms Eliza Neals to introduce our last song today.
I like Got a Gun. I got Billy Davis on there, the iconic bluesman who taught Jimi Hendrix how to play the guitar. He's on Got a Gun.
So we have Mr. Billy J.C. Davis on guitar, Mr. Paul Randolph plays bass, Mr. John Galvin plays B3, and Mr. Skeeto Valdez plays drums.